Well, I'm joined now from Nottingham by one of the so-called sugar babies, Nikki Howarth, and with me in the studio is Dr. Ron Roberts, a lecturer in psychology at Kingston University. Nikki Howarth, first of all, tell us about the last sugar daddy you had and how much you earned from him, what the relationship was like.
My last sugar daddy was a couple of months ago, a gentleman that lived up towards Manchester. I actually never got a monthly allowance from him. I never asked for one. It was more that he was very generous with me. I got a lot of gifts from him, which was very nice, but I never got paid to go out with him.
Have you ever got paid by a sugar daddy?
No, I've never been paid by a sugar daddy.
Would you feel uncomfortable about the idea of money and sex being involved?
I think everyone's each to their own. No one should ever be judged on how they act. For me personally, I don't know until I've been offered that, to be perfectly honest. I've never been offered it, so it's not really something that interests me.
But the website makes clear that sugar babies are the modern-day equivalent of courtesans or geishas. I mean, that's really shorthand for prostitution, isn't it?
I mean, everyone has their own different views on the website. Obviously, it's a very controversial website, and that's why we've got a lot of media attention from it, because it is very different from standard dating. But again, each to their own. I'm sure on normal dating websites, there's prostitution on those. It's not something that anyone on the website encourages or anything like that. And if there is any kind of signs on the website of prostitution, they are kicked off the site. So,
Dr. Ron Roberts, Nikki Howarth made a free choice. Both sides got what they wanted. It's not exploitation at all, is it?
Well, I think it is exploitation, because we're talking about the very narrow range of choices which are available for young people now, and are getting progressively worse, both with the deteriorating financial situation and the increasing elevation of tuition fees. So young people have got very few choices available to them now. So I certainly agree, we shouldn't be condemning anybody who makes the choice to do this to try and survive financially. The problem is in the system that is exploiting young people.
But Nikki Howarth, you didn't need the money for this, did you? You've got a successful events company.
yeah, I do. No, I didn't need the money at all. It was for me, I was kind of sick of guys using me for my money. I was sick of meeting guys in bars and things like that, really. So it kind of came to a point where I wanted someone that had the old-fashioned values still, in the traditional ways that they would hold a door open for you, or pull the chair out for you, or you'd go out for dinner somewhere nicer than a fast food restaurant. And I kind of wanted the things that are better than that, or someone that was equal to me. So that was how it all came about for me.
Ron Roberts, isn't this lots of women's dreams? I mean, who's exploiting who here?
Well, I think Nikki's situation is probably quite not the typical one. As our research shows over a number of years, that the young people who are willing to work in the sex industry, the predominant reason that they're doing so is financial, because there's no jobs, there's no money available, the poorly paid jobs, and this allows them time to earn a living and get on with the studying at the same time.
Nikki Howarth, have you ever fallen in love with one of your sugar daddies?
No, I haven't, but you never know when you're going to fall in love, and you never know who you're going to meet. If I fall in love, it would be very nice, but no, I haven't yet.
Do you think what you're doing, though, is immoral in any way?
No, I don't at all. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. No one is kind of doing anything wrong here. Everyone agrees with it before, and each to their own. So you're not hurting anybody in the relationship. I've never been out with a married man. You know, I'm not a homewrecker or anything like that. So these are men that you've come to an agreement with before on what you both want, whether it's that you want to date or whether it's that you want to get married. You've come to that agreement before. So neither of you are exploiting either of you, and you're not hurting anybody. So.
Ron Roberts, some people would say this sounds pretty enlightened. We're no longer hung up about sex.
Well, I think it's an indictment of the kind of values that runs right through society now, that human relationships of all kinds are being commodified, and you can buy and sell them, you know, at the drop of a hat. And I personally don't think that's good for human beings as human beings. And where we're going with the tuition fees about to treble. But
do you not think you're out of touch? The moral axis has shifted.
I'm not morally judging anybody who does it. I don't think we should be doing that at all. I think it's the system that forces young people to pay huge tuition fees. There's no jobs available for them. That's what's wrong, plus the sexualisation of just about everything in society for money.
Nikki Howarth, have you ever feared for your own safety with a sugar daddy? I mean, you've got to be careful with people you just met online.
No, never. I'm always quite careful. You know, modern technology these days can always help, whether it's that you Skype with someone before, or whether you chat with them on the phone. You know, iPhone's got FaceTime these days. I've never put myself in a situation where it's dangerous. You know, I've met either in a public place or something like that. I would never put myself into a situation, whether that's off a normal dating website, whether it's someone that I've met in a bar, whoever. I would never put myself in a situation where you could be in danger. As long as you're careful, there's no way you could, you know, you can't be.
Nikki Howarth, Ron Roberts, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.